position on drift theory developed by Grisham Sykes and David Massa in the 1960s explain how individuals, especially juveniles, move in and out of delinquent behavior. While studying Sutherland's differential association, they argued that offenders aren't fully committed to criminal values. Instead, they temporarily neutralize society's moral rules using certain justifications, which allows them to drift between conventional behavior and delinquency. Their observation showed that offenders often feel guilt, respect law-abiding values, and aren't consistently antisocial, meaning their criminal behavior's action require mental fitness and techniques to excuse or soften what they're doing. So number one, delinquents usually show respect to local citizens. People they admire will include celebrities, sports figures, clergymen, teachers, family members, or neighbors. Number two, there is a line they don't cross on how the victimized member of their own class or ethnicity are off limits. Maybe even people from the neighborhood or school, members of their church can also be off limits. This suggests that they are aware that what they are doing is wrong. Number three, delinquents are affected by their environment and are prone to conformity. Interestingly enough, many delinquents are often involved in their community and attend the same social functions as law-abiding citizens. For example, many will attend church even though they are drugstores or their drugs. Sykes and Matza believe that people have a set of justifications to use to explain and justify their criminal behavior. They realize that delinquents must neutralize contemporary social values if they want to be free to commit their crimes. They do this by learning the techniques that offset the moral predicaments introduced with criminal behavior. They were able to create these methods from the four observations. Number one, denial of responsibility. Many delinquents try to argue that their illegal actions are not their fault. Maybe they had a rough childhood, they were claimed, or that it was an accident. Number two, denial of injury. Delinquents try to neutralize their behavior by downplaying the injuries inflicted on the victim. They might try and say that they weren't stealing, that they were merely borrowing. Often family friends will agree with their denials, but saying that their child was merely joking around when another child got hurt, they are enabling the criminal behavior to continue. Number three, denial of victim. Many delinquents try to downplay their crimes by insisting that the victim had it coming. Most common crime that is used under is rape, by claiming the girl was stressed at provocatively or getting drunk at a party because she had it coming for putting herself in that position.
Good day everyone, my name is Clark F. Balazar and I continue to discuss about depth theory or neutralization theory. So I proceed for number 4. Number 4 is condemnation of condemners. Many criminals see the world as a dog-eat-dog place because many judges and policemen are all on the take, and many parents show favoritism between children or vent their frustration on these children. They feel these people have no room to point any finger at them. By placing blame elsewhere, delinquents can neutralize their feelings that their actions were wrong. The number 5, appeal to higher loyalties. Young delinquents often feel the strain of who to place their loyalties to. They are often torn between social groups and obeying the law. The group loyalties must often win out because their demands are immediate. The 5 methods of neutralization can manifest themselves in the form of argument. Some argument can be, it was not my fault. It was not a big deal. They had it coming. You were just a bad day your day. You were just a bad in your day. And my friends needed me. What was I going to do? So, Sykes and Matza argue that delinquence often develops within deviant subcultures, where young people learn behaviors that allow them to neutralize social norm. Exposure to deviant peer teach them to justify wrongdoing and to live away from conventional values. They also identified subterranean values common in delinquent group, stress seeking, preferring legal over illegal income, valuing criminal status, and feeling alienated from society, which can drive violent behavior such as gang conflicts. Matza later expanded the theory, proposing that juveniles drift between conventional and delinquent behavior rather than being fully committed to their drift happening gradually and is influenced by both preparation, realizing a crime is possible after doing it once, desperation, committing a crime due to extraordinary circumstance. He also described how delinquents perceive injustice through five sentences: competence, comparison, commensurability, consistency, and cognizance. Later scholar extended the theory. Glenn Elder connected drift to life trajectories and social transition, while Dick Hibdig apply it to British subculture, noting that delinquents still share many mainstream values. And neutralization theory is especially useful for explaining white-collar crime, where offender temporarily suppress, suppress moral value to commit fraud, imprisonment, and similar offense. However, the theory faced criticism. Empirical findings are inconsistent, and scholars like Travis Hershey and Michael Hindilang argue it does not actually explain delinquency or predict who become delinquent. Like other learning theory, it struggles with questions such as where deviant behavior originate and why some individuals drift but others commit to crime long term. Henry Manley's study on Florida juveniles found that both boys and girls use neutralization technique to similar degrees. Through girls showed lower levels of deviance overall. Despite its limitation, neutralization and drift theory remains influential and continue to shape criminological research. So that's all. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm here to discuss my topic about labeling theory. Labeling theory is a criminological and sociological perspective under symbolic interactionism. It explains that deviance and criminality are not inherent in an act but are the result of labels society gives to individuals. So ang pasabot di ay kay dili ang act ng mohimong crime kundi ang label nga gihatag sa mga tawo. Key contributor Howard Becker, most prominent labeling theorist, author of Outsiders. So si Howard Becker ang pinakailado nga theorist sa labeling theory kung nagsulat sa Outsiders. Siya ang ningon nga society ang mo decide unsa ang deviant. Number 2. Frank Tannenbaum considered the grandfather of leveling theory. The idea that social reactions shape criminal behavior. So si Frank Tannenbaum gitawag og grandfather sa leveling theory. Nagsugod sa idea nga ang reaction sa society maoy makatugot og mutukmod sa criminal behavior. Number 3. George Herbert Mead Coliblamer. Symbolic interactionism emphasize how the self is formed through social interactions. So ingon si George Mead Coliblamer, gipasabot nila nga ang kaugalingon matukod pinaagi sa social interactions. Mao ni ang basihan sa idea nga ang labels gikan sa ubang tawo maka-change sa atong identity. Number 4. Kai Erikson. Expanded labeling explains societal reactions to deviance. Si Kai Erikson nag-focus kung giunsa sa society ang pag-react sa deviance. Number 5. Emil Durkheim suggested that deviance serves a social function by maintaining boundaries. So may ingon si Emil Durkheim nga ang deviance na ay social function kay makatabang kini mag-set og boundary kung unsa ang acceptable ug dili. Core ideas of labeling theory. Deviance is socially constructed. An act becomes deviant only when society labels it such. So ang usa ka binuhatan mahimong deviant kung ang society nga mauna. So number 2. People are give labels based on other perceptions. These labels influence how society treats the individuals. So ang mga tao tagaan og label based sa tan-aw sa uban. Ang label makaapekto kung unsaon ka pagtrato sa katilingban. Number 3. Stigmatization. Negative labels separate the offender from society and create a stigma. So kini di ay stigmatization. Kung negative ang label mahimong i-isolate ka sa society o mabutang ka sa kahimtang nga naay stigma. Number 4. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy. The labeled person begins to see themselves the same way society see them, eventually behaving according to the labels. So kini di ang self-fulfilling prophecy. Tungod sa label, usahay ang tao mutuo nga mao gyud siya ug ang behave na tinuod sumala sa label. Number 5. Focus on reactions to crime. Labeling theorists are more interested in society's reaction than in the causes of crime itself. So kanina focus on reaction to crime, mas interesado ang labeling theorist sa unsay reactions sa society kaysa tinuod nga rason sa crime. So that's all, thank you.
Ko lang magtiwas og report sa labeling theory. Function of deviance. Durkheim and Erikson. Deviant self-society maintain stability by defining boundaries of acceptable behavior. Labeling shows society's power to control behavior. Main arguments. Number 1. Crime and deviance are not purely biological, psychological, or sociological traits. They often result from how society interprets and responds to behavior. Labels can shape a person's self-concept, and social identity. Number 5, importance in criminology. Leveling theory introduced a new perspective, shifting attention from causes of crime to reactions to crime, to influence modern criminology by highlighting the role of social interaction.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Napulo. So, my topic today is all about sociological theories of crime. Based ako nabasahan sa libro is si Gemma gusto makaibaw nga ng daghan crime sa ilang syudad. In this report, atong ipakita unsay rason sa crime gamit ang sociological theories. Understanding crime. Crime is explained by different theoretical perspective. Ang crime daw kuno is explained in lahi na perspective na tao. And some theories focus on individual choices, biology, and psychology. And sociological theories focus on society's influence on criminal behavior. Individual versus sociological approaches. First, individual approach. Individual approach has two types. First, crime as rational choice. Giweight sa tao ang pros and cons bago siya magbuhat og crime. Means sa pros and cons is advantage or disadvantage bago magbuhat og crime ang usa ka tawo. Then, ang kaduha kay biological o sociological differences. Lahi ug traits or mind ang uban maong mas prone ang crime sa ilaha. So, abot na to sa humana sa individual approach. So, mo-proceed ta sa sociological approach. Ang society mismo ang naghimo og environment nga mag-push ang tao sa pag-commit of crime. So, ang crime is a social problem. Dili lang kay personal problem sa usa ka tawo. Sociological theories example. First is learning theory. People learn criminal behavior from peers and community. So, sa puto ni makat-una sa katawo o criminal behavior gikan sa uban kung unsa makita niya nga normal para sa environment. Basin mas sunod pud niya og unsa murag feeling niya normal na sa ilang environment. Second is social conflict theory. Crime result from an equal or class struggle and limit opportunities. So, subutan ni dakog gap sa rich o poor o ang class struggle maoy mako sa crime. Kung unfair treatment ang society, mas daghan mo commit og crime. Then, strain theory. People mo commit og crime dahil sa experience nila na pressure from failing to reach societal goals mo na mo commit sila og crime. Environment and crime. Criminal behavior is not innate. Means, criminal behavior di na siya inborn. Environment and circumstances shape behavior. So, ang environment kahimtang sa pamilya o society maoy makashape sa behavior. Then, example sa Gymnast City. High unemployment, high unemployability, higher crime rates. Kung taas ang unemployment sa ilang lugar and poverty na case, so makaingon jud ta na taas og crime food rate sa ilaha kay tungod sa kahimtang sa ilang lugar. Importance of sociological theories is first, sociological theories help us understand how society influence crime. So means nagtabang ni sila para masabtan nato ang society relationship o behavior sa tao. Second, they highlight the role of society structure, relationship, and inequality. Naay mga theories na nakaraan na pero naasab uban na ginagamit gyapon nato karon. Studying these theories deeps understanding of crime prevention and community improvement. Mas mag-deep atong understanding sa past, present, o future sa society kung makatunta ni ani. And that's all. Thank you.
Social disorganization theory. is defined as an inability of community members to achieve shared values or to solve jointly experienced problems. Musky in 1988. So, ang social disorganization theory is nagpasabot nga ang usa ka komunidad dili makabot sa ilang mga gipang-ambit ng mga prinsipyo o makasulbad sa mga problema nga ilang giatubang nga magkauban. The social disorganization theory is one of the most important theories developed by Chicago School related to ecological theories. In other words, a person's residential location is a substantial factor shaping the likelihood that person will become involved in illegal activities. So ang lokasyon diin nagpuyo ang usa ka tawo makaapekto kung kini nga tawhana mahimong malambitin sa mga illegal nga mga kalihukan. Larry Grains and Roger Miller state in their book Criminal Justice in Action that crime is largely a product of unfavorable conditions in certain communities. The theory is not intended to apply to all types of crime, just street crime of the neighborhood level. The theory has not been used to explain organized crime, corporate crime, or deviant behavior that takes place outside neighborhood settings. So, matun ni Larry Kramer o Roger Miller, ang krimen is kasagaran tungod sa dili maayong kahimtang sa usa ka komunidad. Sa Edwin Sutherland, he also believed that mobility, economic competition, and individualistic ideology that accompanied capitalistic and industrial development had been responsible for disintegration of large family and homogeneous neighborhoods of social control. So, nagtuo si Edwin Sutherland nga ang pagliyok-liyok sa mga tao ang kompetisyon sa ekonomiya ug ang pag-una sa kagalingon nga interes mao hinungdan nga nagkabungkag ang mga pamilya ug ang mga komunidad. Sutherland also believed that just disorganization cause and enforce the cultural tradition and cultural conflicts that support antisocial activity. So si Sutherland nagtuo nga ang social disorganizations is makahatag og kusog sa mga tradisyon o kultura nga panambangi nga nagsuporta sa mga binuhatan nga supak sa maayong pamatasan. In later works, Sutherland switched from the concept of social disorganization to differential social organization to convey the complexity of overlapping and conflicting levels of organization in society. So, sa iyang mga ulahin nga nagtuon, gibalhin ni Sutherland ang iyang focus gikan sa social organization ngadto sa differential social organization aron mas masabtan ang komplikado nga relasyon ug panagsumpaki sa mga lain-laing nga organization ug sa katilingban.
Hello everyone, my topic is strain theory based on Robert K. Merton. Introduction. Explain deviant behavior through societal pressures. Kini makabuhat ang uban illegal nga buhatonon tungod sa taas og expectation sa society o kakulangan sa mga opportunities, gap between cultural goals and means. Kini katudlo ang society og taas kayo nga goals pero dili tanan naay access sa pag-eskwela, sa pagtrabaho og resources maong na-strain. Core concepts, culture and social structure. Culture, goals, values, and identities. Kini, ang culture maoy nagporma sa atong goals, values o unsa importante para sa ato. Social structure means to achieve goals. Mao ni ang naghatag og naglimit sa chance sa usa ka tawo para ma-achieve ang ilang goals. How strain occurs. Goals not matched with available means. Kini daw dili match ang goals ug opportunities. Kana ganing gusto kayo sa tao nga makahuman pero wala sila'y klaro or legal nga pamaagi para makabot. Unequal opportunities create pressure. Kini dili patas ang kuan kanang opportunity. Ang uban daghan og chance Ang uban po gamay ra maong naay pressure. Pressure, deviance, and crime. Tungod kini kuno, tungod sa pressure, ang uban tao mo resort or mukapit na lang sa illegal nga binuhatan. Strain and crime. Alternative way to succeed. Kini, kung dili masugot ang legal or ilang pamaagi, ang uban mangitag lain bisa pa kanang against pa sa law. Example, kanang mamaligi og kuan, drugs, mangawat, o kanang biligi ang lawas or kanang kuan ba kanang 6 feet. Types of strain. Cultural strain. Gikan sa problema sa society kanang kapobrihan, kuwang sa eskwela o limit ra nga trabaho. Individual strain. Gikan sa personal nga stress, pressure o kasakit nga nagpa-encourage sa usa ka tawo para mahimo og dautan or maghimo og dautan.
Merton's theory. Robert King Merton. American sociologists argue that society can encourage deviance to a large degree. People are forced to work or become members of deviant subculture to achieve the desired goal, known as strain theory. Example, we individuals are faced a gap between goals and their current status that strain occurs. 5 ways to adapt strains. 1. Conformity. Pursuing cultural goals through socially approved means the tendency to align your attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. Example, people tend to follow social norms when eating or watching television, even when alone. 2. Innovation. Social unapproved or unconventional means to obtain culturally approved goals. More effective products, process, services, technology, or business models. Example, dealing drugs or stealing to achieve financial security. 3. Ritualism. Social approved means to achieve less elusive goals, more modest and humble, reject traditional cultural goals, but adheres to the usual step to obtain those goals. 4. Retreatism. Reject both to cultural goals and means to obtain it, then find a ways to escape it. It could lead to socialization, depersonalization, social alienation, enemy norms, loneliness, psychic dysfunction. 5. Rebellion. Reject the cultural goals and means, then work to replace them. Resistance to an established government, rebellion, idea or refusal of obedience or order.